welcome to another episode of OMG WAT DAT COVID edition. Today's subject is Old Pali Highway. Old, I underlined. It's basically called Lulumahu Falls Drive now, but I'm here to show you the sights. It's also during the day, primarily because of COVID. What I've encountered is many encounters with cops that really don't like it when we're out there doing our thing, namely ghosting. So I've opted to be kosher and show you the sights and also the beauty of Lulumahu Falls Drive, also otherwise known as the Old Pali Highway. This is the route the Old Pali Highway used to take. I will attempt to try to get through to all of the spots. There is one location though that is very difficult to get to, but like I said, on this edition I'm gonna feature Old Pali Road, or Old Pali Highway, also known as Lulumahu Pali Drive. Anyway, so that way right there that I'm pointing at is actually the way. It goes to the right as you come up Pali Highway. For those of you who don't know where it's at, you will see a sign that says Old Pali Road, Lulumahu Pali Drive and Pali Highway. Take the Lulumahu Pali Drive and you will be going on what used to be called Old Pali Highway. Anyway, our first stop is going to be Morgan's Corner, for those of you who know. So follow me and enjoy. Hi guys, so we made it to the first stop, which is Morgan's Corner. Behind me, if you really look at it right now, is Morgan's Corner. I'm trying to pan it over. It's a notorious spot where a lot of kids used to come and all that kind of thing. I'm trying to get the whole turn, but up from Old Pali Road, Old Lulumahu Pali Road, the first stop is a bend, and it's called Morgan's Corner. For a lot of people who do not know about the story of Morgan's Corner, there was a murder that happened just up the way up there on the Morgan estate. Basically, the gist of the story was two criminals, or two people who came out of furlough ended up coming here to escape people They broke into the house because they were basically hungry, needed food, and all that kind of stuff. So what they ended up happening is they broke in. They encountered Therese Wilder and basically killed her. Now it is said that her spirit actually resides in this location. Sometimes you hear her screaming and all that, but there's other things in this location said to haunt this corner. First off, I'm just gonna say two of these stories that I'm about to tell you are actually, I believe, located in an other location, which is further down Old Pali Highway, on what is now known as Kianole Road. But it seems like the haunting seems to come here also. I don't know if it's really that true too much, if they're here or not. But here goes the story. First off, we know about the Therese Wilder story. She haunts this location. You do hear sometimes her yells and screams. Sometimes she asks for help. There's many people who actually come here. Sorry about that. Come here to see if they can contact Therese Wilder. I know of a few college students who has come over here once to try to do the Ouija board thing, which I definitely tell people don't do. It's really bad not to do. But they got their scare big time. The second story revolves around what most call the jump rope girl. The jump rope girl basically was another girl who basically was murdered in the location. Supposedly her spirit runs that road and comes walking around the place, and it is said that you actually hear before she shows up the tapping of the rope that she used. That's the gist, basically. She comes and approaches your car. You're parked where my car is, which is right there. And as she approaches, she will disappear and then appear in your window all of a sudden. The third story, number 3 story, is said to be the headless girl. But once again, like the jump rope girl, I do believe this story seems to have migrated all the way down here, since Kianole is no longer accessible really to the public. So for some apparent reason, it's migrated to this location. Anyway, what the jump rope, what the headless girl is all about is it's a suicide. And what ended up happening is she hung herself, but she hung herself so hard that her neck or her head actually ripped off. Yeah. So basically now she walks the road of Old Pali Highway holding, either she's walking without a head or she's holding her head with her. So, and finally another urban story, which is the two lovers. Most of you probably know about this online. You hear it all the time, and it consists of a couple who got stuck here. Like making the story short, the boyfriend went back to downtown to seek help, and she stayed in the car. Later on, blah blah blah, stuff happens and all that kind of stuff. And the cops go to the car and ask, "Oh, can you step out of the car?" She finds out as she steps out of the car, her lover, her boyfriend, is hanging from one of the limbs above the car, barely touching the roof. Now this one, I do believe, is more towards Kianole, but like those 3 stories I just said, it's migrated to this location, probably because, in my understanding is because Kionole is no longer viable to go to, per se, for the public. This is the spot. So, other... Sorry about that. You have morons here, because some people don't like us doing this kind of stuff here, but of course, in my opinion, I'm on public area. I'm not doing anything wrong. So anyway, so coming back to what I was saying, there's other stories involved of this location. The stories kind of say that here there are areas in this location that has energies that promote such things. First off, the road itself. Okay. This road as you can see right behind me, this road seems to get a lot of activity. I was here the other night and there seems to be a lot of activity down this road in particular, only because it disappears. I was here just before Hurricane Douglas, and I felt a few things here. But just to run the gist of what happened, I felt a shadow presence as we were doing a spirit box session at this location. Now, another spot in this place said to have a wide variety of hauntings is this wall. This wall is said to be its own, it creates its own energy. Though it's man-made, I have not experienced that wall per se, and I haven't seen anything in regards to spirits coming from this wall. But some say that there is an energy that comes from this wall certain times, and it tries to talk to you. Okay, so that's one. Then of course there is this. I'm gonna spin this around. Sorry about that. There is this pond right here. It looks man-made, but it is part of the Oahu stream, and basically it's said that you sometimes hear things at night here. I've heard things. I really can't really say if it's really haunted, because every time I come here, it seems like my K2s and my other instruments don't produce any type of reaction. So yeah. And then another location is the said wall up the street. Supposedly you can see faces as you get close to them and all that. Now, there's a lot of myths. This is part of the Battle of New Oahu, so you got to remember blood and emotion and all that seeps into this ground, creating a lot of energy here at this location. So that's basically Morgan's Corner in a quick nutshell. Anyway, so let's move on to the second one, which is Judd Trail. I believe is a lot more haunted per se during the night. It has a lot more energy at times, so we'll go there. All right. Hi guys, we're at Judd Trail. Jubu here, just in case you guys don't know. Just to give you a heads up, if you like what's going on and you like my videos, share, like, and subscribe. I try to do this as often as I can, but with COVID-19 lockdown happening here in Hawaii, it's very difficult to actually do this during the night. But this particular episode, I'm going to be doing this during the day, just so that you see the beauty of Old Pali Highway, or Nu'uanu Pali Drive. Sorry. Anyway, so just to give you a heads up, there is a reservoir here next to Judd Trail itself. It is a decent spot to go to. I'm headed up there right now. Sorry. But just to give you a look of the beauty of the reservoir itself, this actually attaches to a kind of like a bigger reservoir out there. But this is where the runoff comes down into Nu'uanu stream, and this is still part of the Nu'uanu stream. Judd Trail is a very popular spot. If you can hear it, you can hear people still hiking and laughing down in the area. It's also an access point to Jackass Ginger for those of you who actually hike to find these small spots. But this is the way to get to Jackass Ginger. There's also I do believe the Nu'uanu Trail runs perpendicular to the road, so if you go up instead of going along the river, you will hit the Nu'uanu Trail, which goes all the way up to the ridge. Anyway, but I just wanted to show you the little stream that's really quiet here. Said to have the mo'o, which is actually further down that way. But with everything that's here, we're here at Judd Trail for another reason other than the fact that we're showing Judd Trail itself. Let me walk across the street to my car, just so you guys know that we are at Judd Trail. Here's the entrance itself. I'm gonna go walk over the thing. So we're at the front side of Judd Trail right now. There's a lot of cars here. As for the frequency of people coming here, there's a lot of people who actually come here. Trash sometimes builds up in this location. Personally saying, I love the fact that somebody brings a trash bag here, but that kind of makes things worse for the trail, because once that bag gets filled up, who's gonna pick up the trash? So for those hikers out there, please take the trash, take your rubbish with you when you go back to the hotels or go home. Anyway, that's a side note. I'm actually here to talk about more about the Judd Trail. Okay, so here at Judd Trail, this is another hangout that a lot of us like to go to, primarily because it's pretty quiet, serene, out of the way. Cops rather you not hang out here overnight, like at night, but you know, I can understand why. Right now, if you can hear, there's kids playing down by the river. It's not a haunting, but here at this location, many things happen. First off, the screams at night, and sometimes you see stuff that you don't want to see, which is shadow people. It is said that you can see orbs here. I do have a story here, but I'd rather keep it for another video. But the ultimate gist here is this is where the bloodiest part of the battle started, like happened during the Battle of Nu'uanu. Hence why there's a lot more activity here at this location. There's also a pohaku, a stone. For those of you guys who are on the mainland, of pohaku is a kind of like a sacred stone that has hieroglyphs here. It has been defaced a few times, but it's been cleaned up. But that pohaku has energy. I came here to check out the energy that one night, and I came across a few. But like all things, we'll go back to the story. I'm being sidetracked, probably because of the sounds of the kids that are playing down there. But there are shadow people, and it is said that they walk amongst the trees down by the river. There's also what I believe is an entity who traps souls here. The last time I was here by myself, I had a feeling that there was something. All I can say is a manggagamot might have been here and had trapped a soul here, and now that soul is stuck. I do believe she's probably trying to get out, but it won't let it. So that's Judd Trail. It's short, but it's haunted primarily because of all the spirits that's here. You go down to the trail at night, or if you go down the trail actually, and you look, there is a lot of weird things that can happen. There is a particular tree which kind of freaks me out. It is a tree that actually kind of overhangs the river, and to me it feels like it has energy. Not to say that I'm psychic, sensitive, and empath, but I don't think it's I think it's a lost soul type of thing. Anyway, this is Judd Trail, another hotspot along the road of Old Pali Highway. So let's move on to the next one, which is kind of sensitive. I'm not at Kanyakapupu, but the Kanyakapupu actually is on this road. I'm not gonna film Kanyakapupu or the entrance to get there, but I will be in the area where the Board of Water Supply is, and we've had videos there. Once I get there, I will be calling it Luakaha, or otherwise known as, for the heiau that it used to be over there, Kavaluna. So I'll catch you there. Hi guys, and welcome to another spot along the Old Pali Highway, otherwise known as Lulumahu Pali Drive. I am here, like I've said earlier, at a sensitive location that at this point I'm gonna just call Kavaluna, which is basically the heiau which this thing was built upon. It's also the Luakaha area. Luakaha Falls also sits in this location. I'm at the border water supply location. So behind me, as you can tell, is the border water supply area, but behind that is actually a kalo farm, and on the other side of this road is a community that likes its privacy. So basically what that is over there on that side is basically the taro plants. Now we have search and rescue coming up the road, which they just passed me. I don't understand why, unless somebody got lost up on one of the trails again, but it is what it is. And I'm here to tell you of another haunted location here on old Pali highway. I'm not going to go to the actual location or even show the front of how to access that, because it's a sensitive area, and to respect the Hawaiian culture, for me, in my opinion, I shouldn't even show that thing. It is a closed area to the public. So is Luakaha Falls, for those of you who don't know that yet. If you do want to go to Luakaha Falls, you can actually access that through a private area that you basically have to, before you even get to where I'm at, there's a little spot that says Luakaha Falls Drive or something like that. And I do believe you might want to ask if you can actually go there, because Luakaha Falls falls into a private location and all that. Yeah. But like I said, I'm here to describe what's happened here at Luakaha and the area that I was mentioning, which is Kavaluna. There's a lot of disturbing things you will see if you should go there at night. First off, the warriors. There are shadow figures that look like Hawaiian warriors that walk the area. There's also a lot of glaring, feeling like you're being glared at when you go to that place. It is sacred, and it's really, really, what you can say, serene during the day, but at night it's a whole different atmosphere. Orbs is said to be there too, and fireballs comes out of the location. I don't know why fireballs should come out of the location, because we are in the mountains, but here it is also the story of Kaupe and Kanakanui. For those of you who do not know who Kaupe is, he is a demigod, an entity that's has a dog head and a warrior's body, a human body, and is said to eat people. Sightings of him here stems from all the way down to Kavaluna, to actually where I'm at the ponds back there, and also down there by that relay station is said to have sightings of him all over the place, primarily because when they're not happy about it, he actually comes out. Situations that you hear, if you hear screaming in the location, or even just people said to be looking for help, that's said to be Kaupe trying to trick you into trying to save him, save the people, because he's hungry. Now in this location, all the way down by Morgan's Corner, is said to be the home of Kanakanui Nui. I do believe that's what his name is. I don't want to confuse him with the shark entity that's down on the windward side, but Kanaka Nui Nui is said to be the Hawaiian Sasquatch. I personally don't believe in the Hawaiian Sasquatch itself. It's too small of an island. I think it's more, if anything, it could be the Sasquatch. I have not seen or heard anything about it. It also could be in Filipino folklore, could be also the aswang known as the kapre. Kapre tends to be joyful and like trickster type, but he could also be noted as something that can be really bad for people. So, but yeah, this is the location of orbs and all that. Here right now the wind is picking up. I don't know if the spirits here are angry that I bring up Kanaka Nui Nui and the probable kapre here, but other nights that I've been here, I've heard what I can consider as the swaying of wings. I don't know of any Hawaiian folklore that actually has said abilities to fly like that, other than what I consider the aswang. In the aswang, there's another one called the wak wak, which is kind of like a bird slash vampire that's said to fly. Since Hawaii is such a melting pot, who's to say, maybe the aswang, the myth of the wak wak also followed in here. But this is Kavaluna. If you go back a little bit more on the video, you will know that I am not really truly calling it by its real name. I am calling it by its old time name prior to Kamehameha III coming here and creating his summer palace. But it's also noted as the land of the singing shells, or the singing of the land shells. I always get that wrong, please forgive me, but if you actually know about this story, you know what it's actually translated to. But yeah, this is Kavaluna, the area of Kavaluna. Like I said, we are in Luakaha right now, the old ancient name. The next stop is Lulumahu Falls entrance. I'm not going to go into Lulumahu, but Lulumahu itself is another haunted location. Not too many people go there because the haunting itself at that location is more of at the falls, and it requires a little hike to get there. And I'm not gonna do that anyway, so let's get there. And that's further up the road of Old Pali Highway, or New Pali Drive. All right. Hey guys, just a quick stop at the entrance to Lulumahu Falls and Manuwili Trail basically. But we're here. I'm here just to show you the entrance to the area and tell you of why this is actually supposed to be haunted. Lulumahu Falls is supposedly supposed to be haunted like Waimea Falls Park, where there's a grab me spirit in the water. A lot of people, I don't know if they actually go into the water. I personally don't go in the water itself, but the trail can be, you can get lost in the trail. So if you do come to this spot and enjoy the falls itself, please try to stay on the trail. There's been many instances where people actually went off trail and ended up going to Kanyakapupu via an old pig trail or hunter's trail. It's unsafe, first off, to go off trail. Secondly, if you should go and hit get into Kanyakapupu, please remember that it is a sacred spot, and it's also a spot where, you know, if you do anger the spirits, you're gonna have to go back and give a offering or some sort of offering saying that you please, you know, that you're asking for forgiveness. Anyway, like I said, I'm here at just Lulumahu, the entrance, just to give you a side haunting here that is supposed to have happened at the falls. You have to go to the falls. But this is where it ends. Nu'upuanu Pali Drive. Right behind me right now is Pali Highway. Now this is supposed to continue on into the Pali Lookout, which will probably go, but because it's COVID, I do believe it's probably locked off from the people, so the gates are probably going to be closed. I'm not going to go in, I'm just going to go to the gates and then tell you the gist of most of the stories, at which point we will attempt to go to Kionole. And once again, it is blocked off, but we'll see. There's two ways to get there, but first off, let's go to the Pali Highway. Hi guys, we're at the Pali Lookout entrance. Due to COVID-19, it is still closed, but I don't think anyone's really paying attention. Well, not really. I don't think anyone's getting busted for going in there. If you want to walk up there, I think it's okay personally, but I'm not going to condone entering the park when it's closed. But at this particular location, up in the park area, up on the lookout area, is another fairly haunted location. It is the end result of the Battle of Nu'uanu, where King Kamehameha actually pushed all of the Oahu warriors over the Pali and basically throwing them to the Kaneohe side, the windward side, to die. That being said, the reason why the Pali is haunted is because there's a lot of emotion here. When you do come here, please be respectful. It is said at night there are night marchers that you do hear coming up and down this road. There's also many times where a lot of people seeing spirits and orbs. There's one instance where a few people actually seen a witch per se that supposedly haunts this location also on the top. I personally have not experienced anything bad here. Of all the times I've come here at night, I've never seen or heard these things, though there are other people who believe they've seen it or heard it, and you know, and all that. But the Pali itself has many trails, so most of these cars, I'm assuming, are either walking the Pali Puka or the Notches, which are expert trails for a lot of people who don't know. But these trails at night glow with energy on really windy nights or windy days. This is actually not even close to being windy, guys. So normally it's the location where you hear the night marchers. This is where most night marcher sightings are said to be seen, coming up and down here. There are times when you see warriors, shadows of warriors, running up and down the whole of Pali. On the other side, just give you a heads up, I've noticed that it may be windy on this side, but it's never really windy on that side of the island, that side of the Pali. Don't know why, other than the fact maybe the wind is pushed so far up the hill, the mountain, that it never has a chance to come down. But it's something that's really odd. If you ever do come here at night, you can tell it's windy coming up here, but it's never windy going down, coming back. So who's to say? But this is the Pali. This is basically the end of what the travelable part of the old Pali highway is. The rest are all hard to access. So just in case, for those of you who are watching, if there is a part 2, I will be traveling to the Kionole side to give you a heads up and history maybe of what's there. But from all of the old Pali roads, starting from all the way down from Morgan's Corner to here, this whole stretch is spiritual. So, but sad to say, it's closed, so we can't really see how it looks like. So maybe on one of the future videos, just yeah, remember, share, like, and subscribe. Anyway, to the next side, the windward side, and up Kionole Road, trying to get the video there. All right.